It is the interview you'll see only on CBS 5 News.
President Barack Obama going one-on-one with our Anaya, joining us live from the North Lawn of the White House. For Catherine, you were able to spend the whole day at the White House.
Yes, indeed. It started very early. We had to be here at 7:45, of course, go through major security. But once we got in, the day really started shortly after 8 with Press Secretary Carney inside his office in the West Wing. It was very informal and off the record, so we were not allowed to tweet any of our conversation. But he talked basically about how he gets his day started, all of the information that he needs to be aware of in case he's asked from reporters or correspondents about certain things in the daily press briefings. But one of the things that I found most interesting is that the reporters and correspondents, unless it's breaking news, they provide the questions to him in advance. And so he is already preparing for the answer, and in some cases, I should say, he actually prepares that answer for them so that they can have that to work on their reports later on. We were able to sit into today's daily briefing. That was quite interesting, too, because it's a lot smaller than it looks on TV, and everybody is packed in there like sardines. But the whole process was just fascinating, and I found that all of the staff here, the key members of the Obama administration, were tremendously gracious to us in hosting us and making sure that we were getting everything that we needed to get our jobs done today. But as I also mentioned, we did try to squeeze in some lighter moments as well, Adam. Of course, you know, we were limited to 4 minutes. I stretched it to 6, but I did try to find some moments of lightness today.
Yeah, and it seemed like the president himself, too, was a little more gracious with his time than you actually had allotted. Just to your point, you were just talking about a number of serious topics that you raised with the president, but you tried to get the lighter moments in there, too. So some basketball conversation came up.
Well, yes, because he was already into his final question when time was up. So I thought, you know, I have nothing to lose if I try to end this on a light note, which is what I wanted to do. So I said, oh, by the way, I understand that you have picked the U of A in your Final Four. Listen to this. I know you have Arizona in your Final Four bracket. Why not all the way?
Well, you know, Arizona looks tough. I got to say that, you know, they lost a key starter, which was tough for them. And if it hadn't been for that, I probably would have picked them going all the way. But, you know, injuries are just a tough part of any sport. But they've had a terrific season. They should be congratulated. And I'm sure they're intent on surprising me.
He was pretty knowledgeable, right? Pretty impressive. Of course, we all know that he loves basketball, so I wasn't surprised. But he's picking Michigan, as you mentioned earlier, so I was going to leave it at that. At least he did put us in the Final Four, right? Anyway, one of the lightest moments, I think, also came, which was quite a surprise to us when we were taking a tour with a curator of the diplomatic reception room, which is where the interview was actually held. The First Family dogs were brought in. That was Sonny and Bo, and I was not expecting that. And that was a lot of fun because Bo, as you know, has been around for a while, so he kind of had the attitude like, been here, done that. And he just kind of sat and watched us. But Sonny, who's the newest dog, he was just a lover, and of course, he was the big hit with all of the reporters who were there.
And Catherine, we've been following you on Facebook and Twitter, and our crew, Z and Edward, out there with you. We've been loving all of the pictures, you and the dogs, very sweet. But you mentioned time was tight, so what else were you able to cover with the president? I'm guessing you were able to get immigration somewhere in there on the table.
Oh, absolutely. We talked immigration, we talked deportation, we talked about Governor Jan Brewer, and we also talked about Ed Pastor retiring. So I'm going to have more details on that coming up on CBS 5 News at 6:30. Live from the White House, back to you.
All right, Catherine, thanks so much. Look forward to those reports down the road. Thanks.